Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AI Hub. I'm Larry.
And Amanda here.
And today we're diving into something that's, honestly, it's both fascinating and kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
How AI is changing the game when it comes to trust. I mean, think about it. You're scrolling online, you're seeing videos, reading articles.
Right.
How can you be sure what's real anymore?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? It's what we're tackling today. Yeah. And we've got a great piece from The Economist as our springboard for this deep dive.
Okay.
And let me tell you, some of the stuff they've uncovered is truly eye-opening.
Oh, yeah. Like that fake TikTok account of Paris Hilton holding a dog. That racked up
over 1 million followers.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Makes you wonder, right?
It does. It really does.
How much of what we see online is actually genuine?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a small taste of what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
The truth is, AI has become so sophisticated that it can create incredibly convincing fakes. Wow.
We're talking about videos, images, audio, you name it.
It really is mind-blowing how easy this technology is becoming to use.
It is.
The Economist article talks about politicians, videos being manipulated and spread online. Just imagine the impact that could have on elections and public opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
You're right.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
AI isn't just being used to create these fakes. It's also being used to try and detect them.
So we're basically relying on AI to fight AI.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it?
It is. It's a constant back and forth, like a battle between the creators and the detectives trying to, stay ahead.
So what's driving this rapid evolution? I mean, is it just that people are getting smarter or is it something else?
It's a combination of things.
Yeah.
It's the increasing availability of data.
Okay.
And the sheer power of computers these days. I mean, the article makes it clear that it's becoming increasingly difficult to stay ahead of those creating the fakes.
Yeah.
Right. It all seems a bit overwhelming, to be honest.
It can be.
So if it's getting harder to spot fakes, how can we even begin to know what to trust online?
Right. That's the million-dollar question. And the article hints at a pretty fascinating shift in perspective.
Okay.
It suggests that the focus is moving away from the content itself and towards the source.
So instead of just looking at a video or an article and trying to figure out if it's real, we need to be asking who created this.
Precisely.
Okay.
Think about it. If anyone can create a hyper-realistic fake video, then knowing where it came from becomes crucial.
But that brings up another challenge, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, many of our traditional methods for verifying information online, things like relying on official sources or verified accounts, are starting to crumble.
You're absolutely right. They just aren't as reliable as they used to be.
Right.
And that's why the article highlights this growing importance of provenance.
Provenance.
Yeah. Essentially, provenance means knowing the origin and history of a piece of content.
Okay.
It's like having a digital trail that allows you to track where something came from and who's handled it along the way.
Oh, so it's like...
It's kind of like a detective trying to solve a case.
Okay.
They need to know where the evidence came from to determine its authenticity.
So it's like a digital chain of custody for information. But how do you actually establish provenance in a digital world where things can be copied and shared so easily?
Well, there are a number of technologies that can help with this. Blockchain, for example, can be used to create a tamper-proof record of a digital asset's history. Think of it as an unbreakable chain of digital signatures that verifies the authenticity of a piece of content.
Okay, so blockchain could be one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
What about other ways to trace the origin of something online?
Well, even things like URLs and email addresses.
Oh, interesting.
Can provide clues about the source of a piece of content. It's about understanding how to piece together the digital breadcrumbs that tell the story of that information. Where it started, who's touched it, how it got to you.
It sounds like being able to verify information online is becoming a much more complex process.
It is.
We can't just take things at face value anymore.
You're absolutely right. It's a bit like becoming a digital detective. Constantly scrutinizing the evidence before we accept anything as true.
Yeah.
And while technology can help us with this, it ultimately comes down to our own judgment and discernment.
So we need to sharpen our critical thinking skills.
Exactly. And that's where we'll pick things up in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore what questions we should be asking, what red flags to watch out for, and how to be more aware of potential manipulation.
All right. Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
It's almost like we need to develop a whole new set of skills, for navigating the online world.
Right.
It's not just about finding information anymore. It's about verifying it, understanding its origins,
and being
aware of the potential for manipulation.
Right. It's a fundamental shift in how we consume information.
Yeah.
I mean, for so long, we've been accustomed to trusting certain sources, official websites, news outlets.
Even verified social media accounts?
Exactly. But
now we're realizing
those traditional markers of trust aren't as reliable as they used to be.
Yeah. It's unsettling, to say the least. It feels like the ground is constantly shifting beneath our feet.
It does.
I mean, what was once considered a reliable source of information can suddenly be compromised or manipulated.
Yeah. And it's not just about being skeptical of things that seem obviously fake.
Or outlandish.
Right. Even seemingly harmless content, like a funny meme or a viral video, could be part of a larger disinformation campaign.
So how do we protect ourselves in this new landscape where trust is constantly being challenged? It feels like a losing battle sometimes.
But it's not a lost cause.
Okay.
The key is to be aware of the tactics being used.
Right.
And to develop strategies.
Okay. So what are some of those strategies?
Okay.
Where do we even begin?
Well, one of the most important things is to be aware of our own biases.
Our own biases.
We all have them.
Right.
And those biases can be exploited by those seeking to manipulate us.
You mean like confirmation bias?
Exactly.
The tendency to believe information that confirms our existing beliefs?
Yes. If we're already inclined to believe something, we're more likely to fall for fake content that reinforces our existing worldview.
Right.
So it's crucial to be aware of those tendencies and to actively seek out diverse perspectives.
So part of the solution is to be more self-aware. And to question our own assumptions.
Yeah.
What else can we do to become more discerning consumers of information?
Diversifying our information sources is another crucial step.
Okay.
Don't just rely on one website or social media platform for your news and information. Get different perspectives, compare different accounts of events, and look for evidence to support the claims being made.
That's a great point. It's so easy to get stuck in our own little information bubbles.
Yeah.
Especially with the way social media algorithms work.
Right.
We need to actively seek out different viewpoints and challenge our own perspectives.
Absolutely. And finally, don't be afraid to be skeptical.
Okay.
If something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Right.
If you see something that raises red flags, do some digging.
Okay.
Check the source, see if other reputable outlets are reporting the same thing, and consider the potential motives behind the information being presented.
So skepticism, critical thinking, diversifying our information sources, these are all
crucial
tools for navigating the online world.
Absolutely. And while it might seem like a lot of work, it's also incredibly empowering.
Okay.
The more we understand about how AI is being used to manipulate and deceive, the better equipped we'll be to spot these fakes and protect ourselves from being misled.
It's like we're being called upon to become more active and engaged citizens.
We are.
In this new information age.
Yeah.
We can't just sit back and passively consume whatever is fed to us anymore.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to be critical thinkers.
Right.
To question what we see and hear.
Yeah.
And to demand transparency and accountability from those who are creating and disseminating information.
I think it's actually pretty exciting to think about how we can use our own critical thinking skills.
It is.
To fight back against these AI-powered disinformation campaigns.
Absolutely.
It's a challenge.
Ouch.
But it's also an opportunity to become more discerning, more informed, and ultimately
more in control.
More in control of the information we consume.
I couldn't agree more. It's a call to action for all of us to become more aware, more engaged, and more empowered in this rapidly evolving digital landscape.
Right. And ultimately, that's what this deep dive is all about. Helping you understand the challenges and opportunities presented by AI so that you can navigate this new world with confidence and clarity.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up.
Okay.
This has been a truly insightful conversation.
It has.
And I hope our listeners are feeling just as energized and empowered as I am.
Me too. We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
From the ease of creating AI-generated fakes to the importance of provenance and the crucial role of critical thinking.
Yeah.
In the age of AI. It's a wild new world we're living in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even the experts are having trouble keeping up with all the AI trickery.
I know. It makes you wonder what steps everyday people can take to protect themselves. How do we stay ahead of the curve when the curve keeps changing so rapidly?
Right. It's a question we grapple with all the time here at AI Hub.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing, as you've said, is awareness.
Absolutely. The more people understand about AI, its potential for good, the risks of misuse, and the ways it's already woven into our lives, the better equipped we'll be as a society to navigate this new landscape.
Knowledge is power, as they say. So especially when it comes to AI.
Couldn't agree more. We need to encourage curiosity, critical thinking, and a healthy dose of skepticism.
So to our listeners, keep questioning what you see online. Dig a little deeper and don't be afraid to challenge the information that comes your way. And, of course,
subscribe to AI Hub.
Yeah.
For more deep dives into the world of AI, we'll keep you informed, engaged, and ready to tackle whatever the future throws our way.
That's right. We'll help you make sense of it all. Until next time, stay curious.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.